Okay guys, so I have a very serious video for you guys today. It's a life update. I wanted to kind of forewarn you about the seriousness of this video because I know there's some of you whose kids love to watch, and I love to share my family and my farm with you guys and have that lighthearted time with you guys, but today's video is going to be more serious. So let's get into it.
Gonna stay in this moment, gonna lay here on the grass.
First of all, if you are new here, my name is Candy. I am a mama to 5, and on my channel I share a lot of homeschooling, homesteading, gardening, day in the life, canning, grocery hauls, chatty videos, all kinds of fun stuff. Today's video, like I said, is going to be more serious. I'm actually sitting at the hospital with my husband right now. So let's jump into this. Let's have a chat because I kind of want to forewarn you guys in case there are days coming up where I don't have videos or I don't have anything to share with you guys, because life right now is so hectic that I don't know that I'll be able to film every day. I know this past week I haven't been able to, and the week before I haven't been able to, and I'd like to hope things calm down soon for my own sanity. But I feel like the next few weeks are going to be a little bit rough. I have been praying very hard, and I know that God hears my prayers, as well as my praises. But at the same time, internally, despite my prayers, I have a struggle, I think, because I've been having a lot of chest pain and anxiety about everything. And so I need to kind of let go of some things because I know I can feel the stress is affecting me. But essentially, in May, my husband was lifting something in the rain and it slipped and he caught it, and it was about 75 pounds. And when he caught it, he said his shoulder hurt really bad. I took him to his primary doctor. She laughed and she said, "Oh, you're fine." She said, "You probably just pulled a muscle." And I said, "Do you think we should get an x-ray just to be sure?" She said, "No, that's not necessary. He's fine. He'll probably stop hurting in about a week." Well, we went back 2 weeks later and we said, "He's still in pain." And she said, "Okay, well, give it a few more weeks. He's fine." So we went back about 3 weeks later, and she again said, "There's nothing wrong with you." Never once did she feel his shoulder or anything. She kept telling him that there was nothing that she could do and that there was nothing wrong. So, by the way, I have flies in my car. Before starting filming, I cleaned out the car and got it ready to pick up some groceries. We're about to do some major grocery shopping, and I got flies because I'm in a farm town. So, sorry. But anyways, the doctor, what I was getting to was she kept saying there was nothing wrong. Finally, James said, "Find me another doctor to see." So I took and got him an appointment with my kid's doctor, who's a family medicine doctor, and my kids really love her. And he saw her, she felt on his shoulder, and she said, "You need x-rays, like ASAP." And so she sent him down the hall here. He got his x-rays. She came back and she said, "You need an ortho. I'm sending you to the ortho. I'm going to send a stat referral over there. You need seen." So he went, he got seen. They told us that his shoulder, well, his rotator cuff was tore up, and like the jerking motion with the rotator cuff caused one of his bones to break into 3 pieces. And so he needs pins and he needs surgery on his rotator cuff and just a lot of work in his shoulder. Mind you, we didn't find this out by the time things happened with the doctor and how she kept blowing him off, that was back in May that he got hurt, mid-May, and now it's October. He found out last month, it was the beginning of September, he found out finally that it was broken and he needs surgery. The doctor that Friday wanted to do surgery on Monday morning. James asked to put it off for a month, and that was something he chose, knowing that he was going to be in pain for a full month, because we aren't people who have, you know, a huge savings and money in the bank and can have somebody just not work for 2 months. And my husband asked the doctors, could we put it off for a month, and that way he has time to kind of get ahead on bills. During that time, the trucking business and rates have dropped so much. Loads where his take-home pay from that load was $1,000 are now paying maybe $250, $300, and so that has really affected us to have, you know, a quarter of the income that, or yeah, like we're about a quarter of the income he was making. So we have paid bills, but we have not paid ahead, and so I've really struggled with the stress of that. But he has surgery scheduled for next week. And I mean, at this point, there's nothing we can do except that I can do some little odd jobs here and there and do that for us to be able to pay whatever bills we can. So he's going to be off work for, at the time, 6 weeks for his surgery, and then from there it depends on what the doctor says. Well, he was supposed to go to work Monday this week and work through Friday and then be off Friday and do his pre-surgery stuff and be off Saturday, Sunday, and then have surgery Monday. That was the plan. But then Sunday night, he was out in the yard. We were at church at sign language class, and he texted me and he said, I think I broke my arm. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, I fell in the yard. And I said, well, ice it and we're almost done here. I'll be home. I kind of figured it was just a sprain. But he came home and, we came home and he was sitting on the porch with his arm iced, and he took the ice off it and he said, what do you think? And right here was swollen big and all puffy down into his fingers. And he said, my friend's coming over to take me to the ER so that you can get groceries put up and get kids home, because my sister had picked up some stuff for us at Sam's Club. So on our way home after church, we had met her and picked up those groceries. And so he said, you know, you put away groceries, make dinner, feed the kids, get them ready for bed. Roger's going to take me to the ER. And I said, well, come over here to where your doctor is, to the ER here, because one, it's a very small town ER. It's very quick to get in and out of. It's not ridiculous like some of the other ones around us. And two, you know, because his doctor is here in the same building, it would be easier for him to get all his records and things from the ER to his doctor and not have to repeat things. So he came over here, they took him right back, did x-rays and stuff, and he had broken his arm. So the next morning, I called the doctor, got him an appointment with her. We came in here 8 a.m. He saw the doctor. They referred him to the ortho. I called the ortho. They got him in the very next morning. Or no, that afternoon. They got him in that afternoon. So, we went and saw the ortho, and they looked at it, and they said, yeah, you're going to have to go see the surgeon for your shoulder for the same thing, because it's not lined up. So yesterday we went and saw the surgeon. We had to drive almost 3 hours because he wasn't in his office by us. He was up in the city, and he wasn't going to be back into his office by us until Friday, and that was too short of a notice pre-surgery in case he needed work done on this. And so we drove all the way over there to see him. He looked at it. He said, your arm's about 5 degrees off. He said, I can fix that here and cast it, and you won't have to have surgery. And James said, okay. And I said, oh no, because my daughter had a break there herself, but hers was like a 90-degree angle. And they put her under to do hers. And I couldn't imagine not being put under for that, even though his was only 5 degrees off. And he said, oh no, it'll be fine. He said, if you just breathe through it, it won't hurt. So they started putting the cast on him, and then they set his arm, and it was the most horrific thing. And they got it straight. They x-rayed it. They said it was perfect. And then they finished wrapping it in its cast. So he has a cast on his arm now. So thankfully that part doesn't need any type of surgery. But he still has surgery next week on his shoulder and rotator cuff. And so any prayers in the time of his surgery would be wonderful, because our family really needs that right now, for his surgery to go smoothly, his recovery to go smoothly, because it's going to be a lot. And I'm really worried about it. He had some issues after his heart surgery with the anesthesia and stuff. So I'm a little worried, but I'm going to just keep on praying, keep on talking to God about it. But I just kind of wanted to give you guys that whole update, because over the next few weeks while he's recovering, I may not be able to film every day, or I may film very short videos. So I just kind of wanted to tell you guys that. I take care of James's dad. He can get around and things, and he takes himself to town, but I clean his house, I clean his fridge, like anytime he buys dog food or anything, he'll have the store load it, and then I go over there and I unload it and put it away for him. I do all his laundry, I prepare some of his food, sometimes he cooks, depends on the day. And so I do all that for him. And then I homeschool our 5 kids, which one of is in high school, so it's a little bit more intense for him this year. And then, of course, I have a toddler in the house, and that's a lot. Plus, we have 4 weeks till the end of garden season that I have to really put back food and things that will help our family while we're recovering financially from all of this, because he is going to be off work. They said 6 to 8 weeks, depending. It really depends on how long it takes him to recover. So yeah, I really want to make sure I'm getting as many veggies as I can from my garden frozen up, because that's going to help us get by. So that's going to be a lot I'm going to have to do over the next 4 weeks as far as all of the garden and stuff. And I do have kids who help, but they don't know everything when it comes to gardening. And so I'm definitely going to have a lot on my plate, but I just would really appreciate any prayers and good thoughts for our family during this time. I know it could be much worse, and I understand that, and I'm very thankful it isn't worse. My husband actually had a wreck not too long after he broke his shoulder. He was driving down the road, and a lady driving a moving van or box truck or whatever you call those things for moving those rentals, she came across the lane and she hit him in his semi, sideswiped the semi, and when she did, she blew out her tires, and she kept driving. My husband, he called OHP, and he followed her until she had to stop, because when she blew out her tires, she drove until her rims were breaking. And OHP met them on the scene, and when they got there, she was out in front of the truck pushing my husband and screaming at him and very belligerent. And they ended up doing what do you call that? field sobriety test, and she failed it. She was drunk. She was twice the legal limit, and it could have been a really bad situation as far as if she had hit him differently and caused a wreck. And thankfully he did have a camera on the front of his semi, and it filmed the incident, and it filmed the way she was screaming and pushing him and things, and so that he was able to pull that on his phone and show the officer at the time, and they arrested her at the scene. And so thankfully that wreck was not worse, and thankfully he had that camera to prove it wasn't his fault, because she kept telling them that he had come across the lane and hit her. And anyways, I mean, I understand that a shoulder isn't the end of the world, but financially it's going to be a drain for us. And as far as having a lot on your plate, I have my son who has something going on neurologically. He sees the neurologist very soon, but he has been passing out and having some, what do they call those? Some seizures, but it's a certain type of seizure. But anyways, he's been having some seizures, and so he is waiting to see the neurologist in a couple weeks. I have 2 kids with juvenile arthritis and learning disabilities, and so they have arthritis appointments coming up. They have arthritis eye appointments coming up because they have to get checked for that pretty frequently, every 6 months. And they both go to speech and occupational therapy twice a week. And so that's a lot on my plate. And then adding in making sure I don't deny attention to 2 other kids, the garden, my husband, and his health and recovery, homeschooling. It's just going to be a lot, and I'm just venting here. I'm just very overwhelmed at the minute. But I hope that any of you who are subscribers or new watchers who watch my channel will give us some grace during the next few weeks if I don't have a video every day, because it's going to be a lot. But anyways, yeah. So today he is doing his pre-surgery EKG labs, chest x-ray, shoulder x-ray, all that stuff. So he is inside doing all of that. He can't drive right now because of his hand, so I'm driving him. And then ironically, the other day he got a jury summons, so he is supposed to do jury duty starting the day after surgery. It says that if he cannot come, he has to bring proof and reasoning as to why he can't come for jury duty. And so we had to get all that documentation from the ortho while we were there. And later today he has to be at the courthouse with all his documents proving that he cannot perform jury duty the day after surgery on his shoulder, plus the fact that he's on pain medicine for his hand. And also that we have 5 kids at home that I can't just leave to drive him back and forth to jury duty every single day for 2 to 4 weeks, is what his paper said. So all that to say, that's what we're doing today. And in between, we are going to do some major grocery shopping, because I want to make sure that we have enough groceries to get us by over the next few weeks, because I have enough on my plate. I do not want to be out grocery shopping on top of it. So when we leave here, we are going to go to Williams, we are going to go to Mr. C's, and we are going to go to Walmart, I think. Mr. C's is a meat market. I've been there a few times before, and I've showed you guys stuff I've bought there. They are a little bit pricey compared to like a regular grocery store, but it is all freshly cut daily, and it's cut to however you want it, if you want them to cut it differently than what's in the meat case. And it is really, really good meat and good quality. And so we are going to buy some of that. We are going to go to Williams because they have blue and gold sausage, which is a made in Oklahoma product, and it's our favorite. And so we are going to stock up on that, as well as check out what else they have, because I've been looking at their ads, but I haven't been there, and it's right next to the Atwoods we go to. So we're going to go there, and then We'll probably just fill in any gaps in the groceries at Walmart. So be on the lookout, because I will have a video for you guys of everything we pick up to get us by for the next, hopefully, 2 months. I may end up going, I mean, I know I'll end up going back in between for fresh produce, fresh dairy, but as it goes right now, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to do a big shopping trip today, because if I don't, I'm going to be going to the store on top of everything else. So anyways, I'm going to end this video here. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a update on things, kind of let you know what's going on. So I will see you guys tomorrow with a grocery haul video. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing if you're a subscriber. If you're not, I hope you will subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon with another new video. Bye.